Alright, now I'm going to continue with part 2 video. So now we're going into governance, the CivicX governor. So let's make this clear again. The governor is in the code. You'll be able to find it in the code base. It's there, ready to be used, but it's not per se used. So that's why I'm saying it's not implemented. But I mean it's there. And it has quite a few functionalities, but we just didn't get far enough into the project to start focusing on defining what functionalities we could use for a governor, especially when doing some voting type of things. Um, so the purpose of it is decision making via proposals and on-chain votes. So, for example, letting token holders be able to vote on new proposals set by the CivicX Foundation. They'd be able to get like notifications and then vote, and then their vote, the power of their vote, could be based on the amount of tokens they hold, CBC tokens, or it could just be based on their single wallet. So there's a lot of ways you can go about it, but it's there, and we're using the governor functionality from OpenZeppelin, because it's already there, implemented a lot of functionality, and there's a lot of documentation for it, and it's a lot easier to implement and safe to use with the security implemented in OpenZeppelin. Also, the time lock, the CivicX time lock, it's part of that whole governance thing. It basically locks in it locks a proposal from taking place after it has been voted on. Say it gets approved, there is some time in between the approval of it and that actual proposal taking place in the blockchain, so that holders can have enough time to be aware of the changes that are going to be implemented to the Ethereum framework or the Polygon framework that they're holding their tokens in, so that they know that this is coming. Again, we're not really using it. So we also have some simple vesting. So it's time locked token releases. Um, and really we're not making uh, much use of it at the moment either. But yeah, now let's look at some of the tooling and how it connects with the project. So Hardhat, Ethers, Library. Um, so with these two, uh, we're able to create typed factories and interfaces for contracts. Like I said, Ethers has things defined, functionalities for Ethereum smart contract development already defined that we can make quick use of to program this faster. We have the local development network uh, in regards to the blockchain, um, that we can run and test quickly on our local machine. And then we also have some deployment pipeline scripts uh, for deploying the smart contract on the blockchain and such. Then we also have our front end wallet uh, integration. Um, Again, this can be done with MetaMask, Wallet Connect. I mean, so these are all ways that the front end can connect to the back end. So now let's look at some of the flows of the different components in the CivicX. So we'll go into governance again. Maybe you guys will make use of the governance functionality there and actually do something with governance. So just I guess you guys can take a look at this and kind of make sense of it on your own time, so I don't take too long with the video. I'll go over the minting one though, because we are using this one. Um, but this is just a sequence diagram just to see like who the actors in this transaction flow are and how the transaction is flowing. So say for example, we have a participant auth, which is the authorized signer. And then we have a participant C as the claimant and a participant AC as the action voucher claim, and then a participant TK as the CivicX token itself. So we're going to have auth, which is the off-chain authorized signer, send a request to the claimant, the wallet app. So it's going to be via a voucher. Remember that voucher we said that you cash in? Then the claimant is going to contact the participant with that claim, the voucher and the signature. And then the action voucher claim is going to verify that this is indeed a correct signature. And then the action voucher claim is going to mint that TK, which is a CivicX token, and then that CivicX token is going to go back to the claimant. So in this case, you can look at this claimant as the customer, right, that has that voucher that was issued to them by the off-chain authorized signer, which is the minter role. The minter role is just an arbitrary role that it's just an arbitrary user that is able to mint, but it's the CivicX Foundation that can issue and sign and have that voucher signed with the minter role itself. Okay, so kind of just go over that logic again, and just it's the flow. So basically, the flow when cashing in that voucher. Uh, so it's a trust model. But yeah, again, you can go over that yourself, but it is pretty self-explanatory once you kind of note down who is who, like the auth. Again, that's kind of like the retailer, the C, the claimant. That's kind of like the re the sorry, C. I'm messing myself up here. C. That this is kind of like the retailer. This is basically the CivicX Foundation and the minter role, and then this is like the actual voucher and the tokens. Yeah, I don't want to confuse you. Feel free to take a look at that yourself with time and go over it. And you'll be able to see it implemented in the code as well. And then we have our vesting release to be able to make some token release based on a certain amount of time. Again, we're not really making use of that at the moment though. And now to go over our deployment model. So this is how we deploy the contracts written in Solidity. Okay, so this is kind of new. We haven't really gone over this, but let's go over it now. So what we do is we compile the contract. So that Solidity code has to get compiled. And we run unit tests. We can run tests on Hardhat. And then these compiled contracts, we then deploy them. The way they're actually getting deployed is the token deploys and the time lock deploys and the governor deploys and the investing deploys. That's not really important. That's just in the order that it's programmed in. That's how it's getting currently deployed. Now the wire roles and ownership. We grant minter role on token for claiming. So for when somebody claims, minter role has that minting privilege. We set the governor and time lock as the executors of new proposals that get approved, right? And we transfer admin privileges from externally owned accounts to the time lock to remove any single key control. But again, not really using that time lock. And then parameterization. So we have voting delay, voting period, proposal threshold, quorum. Go over these yourself if you plan on doing something with all of this. Then we have verification and address. We verify the contracts on the block explorer. and record the ad. We record some addresses in a configuration file, so we can efficiently deploy and test. And then in production, we use the actual we would actually deploy in the actual Polygon mainnet for official testing. You want to deploy it in a test net, which is also public, but it's a test net. You can get free tokens from that from public faucets that give you free Amoy tokens. Um, and I think I'll stop the video for now and go start on section 7 on a different video, so I don't make this one.